Hey, we're gonna try it again. I've got to start somewhere. Uh, just gaining experience. I'm new to this, so we'll see how it goes. Hi, Cyber. Very kind. Just practicing. Looking forward to some debates. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate the support. All we can do right now is just present the arguments so those who will agree with us will help us. One stream at a time. I've got to start somewhere. Request not working. I'm still figuring out the settings. Is pro extinction an ideology? It's more of an ideology than a philosophy, because an ideology has an agenda, while philosophy is just a more open-ended pursuit for truth. It's okay, man. Oh, thanks. TikTok is confusing. I'm still learning, still new to this. Okay, we got someone. Let's see. Johnny. Let's bring up Johnny. Hey, Johnny, what's up?
Yo, what's this about, bro?
Yeah. So it seems like a big jump, right? Like just because there's suffering in the world, why jump to extinction? The thing is, we didn't just jump to extinction. We tried other things. Some of us are from animal rights. Some
You
of
one of
us
them
are.
guys that are smart as hell?
No, we're
Have you
empaths. We're
took an
not.
IQ test?
No, it doesn't take intelligence. It just takes empathy.
Nah, I bet you smart as hell, dude.
Thank you. I wish that were true, but no, this comes from a place of compassion, not superior
What was your
intelligence.
high school GPA?
It was 4.0. It was 4.0.
See, buddy, I knew you were smart.
Very kind.
Did you go to college?
Yeah.
You're in college right now?
I'm back in college. Yeah.
Nice, bro.
It's very cool.
Well, bro, I
Yeah.
don't really got nothing to say on this because I'm not very too smart with this shit, man. But you got it, bro. All right, so keep talking to all those people, man, and have some fun. All right, bro.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for the support. That's so
Yep.
nice.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Bye bye. Wow, what a lovely first chat. So I'm just gonna invite some more guests. Maybe someone will accept. Oh, or Charlie's in the queue. Yeah, waiting for debates. I can only be here for maybe half an hour or so. Okay, we got someone else. Island Man, what's up?
Oh, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
So I just wanted to ask a question. Do you support humans reproducing?
Temporarily, yes, humans need to stick around so we can carry out animal extinction and research cosmic extinction.
But doesn't that go against what you believe? You're imposing life, with the guarantee that it's going to suffer. So
Yeah, it's a situation of the lesser of two evils. Which option will. See, because for now we need more humans, not less. Yeah, I used to be an antinatalist, but that's actually narrow minded. Once you zoom back, you see that human suffering is just like a drop in the ocean compared to animal life. Extraterrestrial suffering is something we need to check it out.
but
So for now,
animals aren't aware of their own mortality. Humans are.
yeah, well, animals suffer worse than humans by quantity and quality, severity. So it's still something we need to check out.
And what makes you think that the animals suffer more than humans?
I mean, yeah, if you investigate animal brain chemistry, I mean, nociception in animals is actually pretty similar to pain reception in humans. But I'm not a scientist. But yeah, it's actually scientifically established that animals do experience pain. Are you denying that?
No, no, I'm not denying it. I mean, I'm trying to go vegan myself, like, so I understand that animals are suffering. I'm vegetarian, I'm trying to go vegan.
I'm vegan, but look, the vegan movement is just, it's not a good strategy. Every time someone goes vegan, 100 meat eaters have been born. It's a losing strategy. I mean, more eaters are entering the world than people are becoming vegan. Lab grown meat, I'm sure you've heard of the cell grown meat. Lab grown meat is arriving sooner than people are becoming vegan. So I used to do vegan activism. I just think it's
But those farm animals, they don't need to be bred into existence just to like suffer for a short while and then be slaughtered.
absolutely. Notice what will happen to those animals if veganism succeeds. Those animals will stop breeding them, the cows and the pigs. They'll probably go extinct and they won't have to live and suffer anymore. So why not extend that to all animals?
I just think it's a bit unrealistic.
We should make it realistic. If it's the right thing to do, we should pursue it no matter how many obstacles
But
pop up,
it could take hundreds and thousands of years.
as opposed to billions of more years of animals eating each other alive.
But once you have a finite lifespan, right? You are gonna live for maybe another 60, 70 years at most. So why do you care about all of this after you're no longer after you no longer have consciousness?
Because we don't just think about ourselves. This is going to be a multi-generational project. After I'm gone, future empaths, future rational, serious people will carry on the Pro Extinction project. And I know it's probably going to extend beyond my lifetime, but who knows? Maybe it'll happen in 100 years. Maybe it'll happen in a million years. All we can do is try our best.
So among those like future rational, empathetic people, will some of them be your descendants? Are you planning on reproducing?
No, I'm not going to biologically reproduce. I'm going to reproduce through activism.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so have you checked out the website? Are you interested in maybe trying activism? If you need help, you can reach out to us through the Discord or the WhatsApp. Any questions, comments about the movement?
I actually got banned from the server because I said that I'm an antinatalist, so...
Oh, yeah. A lot of us started out as antinatalists, but yeah, it doesn't make sense. We're temporary natalists. It's the lesser of two evils.
But what if your children, they say to you, like, you personally, you're not going to reproduce, but someone else in the Pro Extinction Movement, they have like several children. I know the James person, the James Iodine guy, he wants to reproduce several times. What if some of them say to him, like, oh, why did you bring me into existence? You're a complete hypocrite. You say you don't want to impose suffering on anyone, then why did you impose suffering on me, a human being who out of all of the other, like, all of the other species feels pain the most acutely and for the longest amount of time? Not just physical pain, but mental pain as well.
Because the alternative is worse. Look, here's what happens. Every extra human we have consumes natural resources, meaning the more natural resources we take away from animals, this reduces animal reproduction, hence reduces animal suffering. So, look, you have two options here, okay? Option one, you allow life to continue indefinitely for billions of years, animals eating each other. Or option two, extinction, preferably, ideally, painless as possible. Which of those two options results in less suffering?
I think the one where humans are all just sterilized and we die out and let nature take its course. That would cause the least amount of suffering.
That would be ignoring trillions of animals who suffer worse than we ever will.
But you don't know if they want to keep existing or not. You can't like put yourself in the shoes of an animal.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, what value is an animal supposed to get out of getting eaten alive? I don't really see your point. If there's something, the thing is, allowing suffering to continue is the same as causing it through our inaction. So that blood is on our hands. By allowing animals to continue with predation, starvation, disease, that it's on us, okay? Because we could have intervened and we didn't do it. So we have an opportunity and we have to take it.
But they can't advocate for themselves. They can't speak for themselves. So how do you know they actually want to go extinct?
That's actually the point. Yeah, right. They can't speak for themselves. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, so then just leave them be and let them do whatever they want.
Yeah, clearly they don't want to be eaten alive. They run from predators. They avoid harmful stimuli. There's enough evidence to. Sorry, I'm just inviting guests.
Okay.
Animals are meaningless. Yeah, see the thing, and since you're considering veganism, you basically have a hand on this. Most people eat animals and see nothing wrong with it. So why should we care about their opinion on suffering?
Because we're human beings, we can perceive the amount of pain that animals have to go through when they're like being slaughtered and having their heads chopped off and stuff like that. Whereas other animals like predators, they're just acting according to their biology strictly. So I mean, like, would you stop a cat from chasing a mouse?
That's the
Would you
thing,
try and stop
right?
that?
Right, because if the predator, doesn't get eaten, the predator suffers, and then if the prey gets attacked, then the prey suffers. So the whole system's got to go. Don't play, don't blame the player, blame the game. So,
Okay. Well,
so
it was nice talking to you.
yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and you're really nice to talk to. Feel free to come back.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. I'm still learning the settings on this thing. This guy having kids. We're reproducing through activism. I'm gonna invite some more guests. Let's try Pollock. Come on in. We're bringing Pollock up.
Hey,
Hey, Pollock.
hey, how you doing, buddy? Hey, I'm 73 years old, white male. I'm just amazed at TikTok how it brings out so many weird motherfuckers, man. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, you you're one of the best. I got to give you credit. I mean, you want us to go extinct, right? Hello,
Yeah, as
can you hear
peacefully as
me?
possible. As
Yeah.
peacefully as
So,
possible.
what 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 happened in your childhood that something traumatic happened in your childhood where you hate the human race? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't hate humans. I have compassion for humans. My life is fine. I'm speaking for those who can't speak for themselves, animals, extraterrestrials if possible. So the goal is extinction as
Okay,
fast
hold
as
on a second. First of all, can I? There are no extraterrestrials. Did you know that a famous scientist said that the universe is expanding, so they are rapidly moving away from us. So we will never meet extraterrestrials. That will never happen. So I don't know where you got that from. We're never gonna. There are no aliens.
You said there
Come
are
on,
no
man.
aliens, but then you said there are aliens. Just they're just getting more distant from us. What do you mean? That's a
Well,
self-contradiction.
I said if they are their closest are so far away, it's impossible to get to them, and it's impossible for them to get to us. And the universe is get rapidly expanding, so they are rapidly moving away from us. So that's not never going to happen.
Yeah, even if you travel at the speed of light, you will never reach the end of the universe before the heat death. So that's like the standard here. The
Yeah,
goal is as vast
yeah,
as possible. We need to check it out.
yeah. And I mean, 14 billion years with not one iota of proof of aliens, not one, right?
Yeah, you're
14
right. Maybe
billion years, the universe.
yeah. If Earth extinction
I
is
mean,
all we
not
can do,
one iota of proof.
yeah, it's an interesting subject. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, it's something we shouldn't ignore it. We should still check out the possibility. Maybe AI can help us identify habitable planets, see what's out there. If not, then Earth extinction is all we got.
Well,
So yeah,
that's the thing I have is the fact that we may be the only ones in the universe says to me there could be divine providence. There could be something beyond us that made this way. 'Cause why would we be the only ones in the universe? That doesn't make sense either, right?
yeah, but we haven't seen proof of that yet. So right now, our priority is just minimizing suffering. I mean, I could claim that Santa
No,
Claus
no,
is
no,
gonna.
hold on. You have to prove something exists, but you have to prove something exists. You can't prove that something doesn't exist. And so far, aliens don't exist.
Okay. The thing is, Earth suffering might just be
Anyway,
a
so
drop in the ocean.
what
Good.
Yeah. Did your father beat you or anything? Did you get abused as a child or something, or did you have a hatred?
No, my life is fine. I'm just
What
not
was your father
selfish.
like?
My life is fine.
You're not what?
I'm not a bigot. I acknowledge that others suffer worse than I ever will, and I want to do something about it.
You are selfish because you don't want people to look. Man is more important than animals. Man creates. Animals, what do they create? What do they create? Nothing. They create nothing. Man creates. Man is genius. Look, men are going to be here long after you're dead, so I don't think you're going to have to worry. But
What's your point?
you'll never abolish suffering. You know.
Okay. Yeah, so thanks for coming, but I think the selfish thing is actually to just allow suffering to continue indefinitely. I don't think abolishing suffering is the selfish move. Thank you, though. Feel free to come back. Check out the website. I'm going to invite more guests. Anastas, let's hear it. Hi, Anastas. Hi. Are
Hi,
you-
I have a quick question about the extinction movement. I came across it by James. I find him a really, intelligent, funny guy, but I'm not really sure if this is a serious ideology. I have a question about let's say, the means for achieving the goal, or would I say the messaging. In some videos, James said that this is a peaceful movement, but then he mentions forcefully ending all life. So, can you clarify, is this a peaceful movement or like a forceful totalitarian movement?
Yeah, so right now, all we can do is grow the movement with peaceful activism, but eventually, yeah, you're right. If we don't use force, others will use force to cause greater suffering than we ever will. Ideally, governmental control, like extinction as a government action, is preferable, so we won't have a government on our backs trying to stop us. But yeah, right now, we're against violence. Individual chaotic acts take away from the stability that extinction requires.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying.
Thank you so
That's it.
much. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Bye.
Such a lovely guest. Bye bye. Wow, we have some lovely guests today. That's so nice. Oh wait, we got some more in the queue. Let's hear it. Let's try Bukari. Bringing up Bukari. Hi,
Hello,
Bukari.
good morning.
Hi, come on.
How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I just want to understand when you say extension, I'm sure there are different ideologies in your main ideology, but is it intentional? Is it just what's the plan for the extension? How is it's going to be carried out? Or it's just a utopian goal that you aim that it happens on itself without intervening from you?
No, even a technological utopia, there will still be people trying to cheat the system and cause harm. We're going for total extinction or just extinction as vast and thorough as possible. As for the method, literally any method would be preferable to allowing suffering to continue for billions of years. But ideally, as painless as possible, as peaceful as possible. It's impossible to predict the exact scientific intricacies. It's not helpful to guess the science. We have to do the science. But to get there, we need to grow the movement until we can research and implement it.
So I'm sure perhaps your views on antinatalism are not that shocking. There are already many people who agree with antinatalism. But what about people that are alive now and they don't want to consent to be going extinct? How are you going to deal with them? How are you
Yeah,
going to convince them?
we don't need to. The thing is, life violates more consent. So the thing is, if consent is your concern, you should support extinction because life is going to keep violating consent for billions of years. It comes down to the lesser of two evils. If we don't use force, someone else is going to use it against animals, against humans. We shouldn't trust people to develop a responsible position on suffering. So, and again, people who are against extinction, we don't need to convince everyone. Most people will never agree with this. We just need enough people to research and implement it. We're
So
bringing
what's your
together. Yeah.
Yeah, what's your view on global warming? I think you think it's positive, perhaps? Should we stop it?
Yeah, see, with game theory, a gain here creates a loss over here. I think it's possible to reverse it with. We don't have the technology right now to reverse climate change because we've reached a pretty severe stage. But anything is possible. Technological development is exponential. It's not linear. But is climate changing causing more harm than less harm? Look, when it comes to these variables, it comes down to the pro extinction movement will support whatever prevents the most suffering.
Yeah, but I think global change will cause the extinction of humans. Isn't this good?
Life will just come back. The most important part is ensuring that life will not return.
But life, are you sure life is going to come back? It's possible that we do not evolve to become humans again. It's very
Right.
possible.
Yeah, if microorganisms re-arise because we fail, maybe they won't evolve past, plant level awareness. So that would be a plus. But ideally, we're looking for like an uninhabitable planet, if possible, an uninhabitable universe. So we're setting our goals pretty high. We'll see what's possible. We need to check it
Okay,
out.
thank you. Okay, see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming up. I really appreciate the chat. Wow, Louis today. Thank you very much. Okay, let's bring in someone else. Who have we got? Let's try Ash. We're bringing up Ash. Hey, Ash, are you there?
Hey, I started off by following James, and I came across you. This is my first time on the live. I do agree that suffering is inevitable for all humans, and everybody's gonna suffer one way or another. But I kind of it's two things I wanted to ask you. The first thing is about the anti-natalist movement, kind of going back off of what the other guest said. Because I do have one kid and I don't want to have any more because I thought about how much suffering it is. So what he was saying was basically bringing a kid into the world for the sole purpose of taking up more space so that less animals can reproduce. Like that kind of don't sound like a good thing to say to a kid. Like, why did you bring me here? Oh, because I'm a pro-extinctionist and we need more people to take up more space. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, look, as long as there's life, there's risk of experiencing harm and causing harm. So it comes down to the lesser of two evils. I know both sides, they have some moral concerns. So
yeah, because I'm on both ends. Like I do agree with the pro-extinction. I know more than likely it won't happen in our lifetimes, but overall, I think that's the only way to get rid of everything. And it's not just human caused issues, it's stuff that humans don't have any control over whatsoever. But okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, so the thing is with antinatalism, you don't need to biologically reproduce. You can reproduce through activism. You can reproduce through ideology. You can reproduce by getting active. So no. Oh, wait. To answer your question, yeah, I'm not going to biologically reproduce. I used to be antinatalist, but when you zoom out, you realize that antinatalism is quite short-sighted. Sorry, I'm just inviting guests.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you so much for speaking. And feel free to come back, check out the website if you haven't already. Consider activism. We're here growing the movement. I'm here presenting the arguments so that those who will agree will help us. Let's try Ava Troop. Hi, Ava.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome. What would you say is the top 5 reasons causes of suffering in the universe today?
Cause of suffering. I don't know. Beyond Earth, on other planets, suffering might be more extreme. I don't know. It's impossible to predict.
Well, let's stick to Earth. Let's just try to what do you think is your issue is suffering, right? That's the main issue. So you should be able to answer at least what you think the number 1 or number 2 biggest cause of suffering is.
Wild animal suffering by quantity and quality.
Okay, so wouldn't a solution to wild animal suffering not be to kill all the wild animals, but rather advocate for better living conditions, such as veganism, or maybe to like animal sanctuaries? Like, if you're worried about, let's say, buffalo, it's stupid to kill all the buffalo, right?
Yeah, the alternative will cause more killing. If killing is your issue, you should support extinction. You mentioned veganism. I used to be a vegan activist, still plant-based, but I wanted to do something for wild animals. A lot of vegans discriminate against wild animals because it's nature though. Nature's beautiful. Let's not interfere. But that's ignoring trillions of animals being eaten alive for billions of years. It's more responsible to prioritize ending suffering than on maximizing pleasure. That's where we're coming from.
I don't understand, though, how killing people against their will, or animals, doesn't create more suffering.
Okay, how would euthanasia cause more suffering than billions of years of animals eating each other alive?
But there will be no animals. You're creating a moral zero, like ground zero, where there will be no more animal joy either. You're just, by making a population like buffalo go extinct, you're not helping the buffalo, you're destroying them. I don't see that as a positive. I don't understand your point of view, and I'm trying to.
Yeah, because the thing is, the alternative to non-existence does contain suffering, so we shouldn't ignore the alternative.
The alternative existence causes suffering, that is true, but it also creates joy. I don't see the solution as creating a neutral zero ground where there is no joy or no suffering. I see the solution to mitigate suffering, not extinction. Do you understand my point of view?
Yeah, mitigating suffering is really just an excuse to allow it to continue. Many people come up here and they say, let's just reduce suffering, but they actually don't move an inch in that direction. If you're really serious about abolishing suffering, you will come to extinction. We come from different movements. Many of us were activists in animal rights, like me. I was on the streets. But we all realized eventually that there's a more thorough, a more large-scale prevention. That's extinction.
So why is I don't understand still. So you think your biggest issue with mitigating suffering is that you think people are not genuine? That's kind of a straw man. So what if somebody was genuine trying to reduce suffering of animals?
How?
How? Like some ways I mentioned, like for example, with livestock, it would be going vegan. For wild animals, like you mentioned, that would be trying conservation or eliminating their predators. Because the biggest issue you said is animals eating other animals. So let's get the predatory animals on a sustainable diet, hypothetically, that doesn't involve killing other animals. Gardens exist, animals that could hypothetically live in a zoo where they're treated humanely, but that would be more of an animal sanctuary than a zoo.
Yeah, see, that would actually be like way higher maintenance than extinction, because you'd have to take into account all the mutations, all the evolutionary genetic mutations that the animals would go through for billions of years. How are you going to get every insect, every marine life at the deepest part of the ocean? That's going to take a bigger project. Extinction might come in the form of a physics operation. It might be a chain reaction that transitions Earth's mass to a low energy state. So we're looking at a bigger solution.
I would prefer even like a world where animal suffering is reduced by like 80% compared to a world where no life exists. And that's really my hard stance.
Why reduce if you can abolish?
Because your solution, like I mentioned, takes us to a complete moral zero where there is no more joy. I don't want to live in a world where nothing exists. I think erasing all experience, it's like saying, I really don't like crime, so therefore I'm going to kill every single person so there's no more shoplifting. It doesn't seem like the solution is worth the cost.
Yeah, see, the issue is it comes to, like, the thing is, if you allow suffering to continue just so you can have fun or flourishing, some people come up here and say, but extinction would prevent flourishing. Okay, what does flourishing mean? Just like watching sports and eating, tortured animals? Because that means, under your view, that means that victims become casualties for joy. What amount of joy can justify one animal being eaten alive?
I mean, I would take more utilitarian view. It's better to have life itself than no life itself. I can't give an exact number because that's not necessarily how utilitarian ethics work, but I would say it's better to have a life that has joy and pain rather than no life at all. And I think that's more a philosophical stance than anything I could prove. That's why I'm not pro-extinction. I'm pro-mitigating suffering.
Yeah, the thing is, life doesn't need to exist. Like the joy and the urge for the life, the will to live only arrives once life is here. And as long as life exists, there's risk of experiencing harm and causing harm.
You're not wrong there, but I don't know if that necessarily addressed my point.
So you're concerned about the moral zero. So you would rather have existence that contains some suffering as long as there's joy. Again, that means others should suffer as casualties for your joy. And I'm saying what joy can justify the possibility of extreme harm?
I see. So what joy can justify the existence of extreme harm? I guess like a utilitarian. If the world, like of animals, has more net joy than net suffering, therefore existence is worthwhile. I mean, it comes down to, I guess, a little bit of like the whole existentialism. Like the reason most people don't commit suicide flat out is that they find that their life, despite not being perfect, has more joy than suffering. And I think that's kind of what I'm trying to argue for, is that we should create a world that has more joy than suffering, rather than destroying all joy to destroy all suffering. That's like throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, again, you're being optimistic about humans. Most humans will actually won't function in that. Like most humans eat animals and see nothing wrong with it. We shouldn't trust them with the future. We need to trust the empathetic minority who will force change. Otherwise, others will use force to cause greater suffering than we ever could. If you understood if you acknowledge the urgency of ending suffering, you will be willing to consider an extreme solution. But thank you so much. Thanks for being with us. Feel free to check out the website if you haven't already. That was a really good talk, and you're very well educated. That vegan teacher, what's up? We got Miss Katie on board. Maybe she wants to talk, maybe not, no problem. I'm gonna invite some guests. Let's try Link. Bring it up, Link. How's it going?
What's up?
Thank you, Ivichu. Yeah, how's it going? So, how many more animals should be eaten alive?
How many more animals should be? I'm a vegan, so
Okay, veganism does not address wild animal suffering. I'm vegan too, by the way.
yeah, I don't. Oh, are you talking about like an animal eating an animal?
Yeah, wild animals.
You asked me how many more animals should eat themselves, like eat each other alive?
Yeah, we're working toward an end to wild animal suffering. So, are you on board with the Pro Extinction Movement?
No,
Or not?
because I don't think you would end suffering. How do you know you would end suffering if you made everything go extinct?
Yeah, it's about just the most we can do. The standard is as vast and thorough as possible. If there's no life, there's no suffering or any possibility of suffering. So we're
How do
striving for an uninhabitable planet, uninhabitable universe if possible. We need to look into it.
how do you know that if there was no life, there'd be no suffering? How do you know that?
Because the root of suffering is sentient life.
Okay, the question is, how do you know that if nothing existed in the material realm, that there would be no suffering? How do you know that?
Because the only evidence we have right now is that the source of suffering is sentient life.
Have you ever read anything on soteriology or eschatology
Eschatology, that's like the fate of the universe, the end of the universe.
or the afterlife? Yeah, soteriology is the study of, what saves you. Have you ever read anything on soteriology or eschatology?
No, I haven't actually examined the texts. No.
Okay, so, well, okay, in a world where there was an afterlife, and that afterlife was incredibly painful if you didn't meet certain conditions, and your extinction movement failed to meet those conditions, you would agree that you're not ending suffering, right?
The thing with the afterlife, for one thing, we think our position on the afterlife is that we rest in peace after we die. We haven't seen any evidence of an afterlife. But if it does exist, then extinction's still the right thing because we would prevent more sufferers from being forced into a life and having to fulfill needs, dying, and then going into a horrible afterlife.
Yeah, yeah, but how do you know that? There's views on the afterlife that like commit you to like eternal damnation, and there's views on the afterlife that commit people to some deity or some god creating eternal beings for suffering. So how do you know that?
Right, it's better to play on the safe side and prevent sufferers from having to experience a horrible afterlife.
No, I'm saying that there's deity, like there's views on the afterlife that commit you to deities who create beings that will suffer in the afterlife only, right? So how do you know that ending all material life would end suffering?
Because even if that were true, there wouldn't be any more souls left to be, damned to a torturous afterlife.
Yes, there would. I just
No.
told you, a deity that creates souls for suffering in the afterlife.
Okay,
They don't
see,
go to the material realm, they stay in the immaterial realm. How do you know that all of those views are false?
because the issue here is that we really shouldn't be platforming spirituality. We're a physicalist, we're a materialist group, we're an atheistic group, and we really shouldn't be projecting spiritual ideas. The Pro Extinction Movement is an atheistic group. There are other people in the queue. But thank you, though. Feel free to check out the website, consider activism. That was really strange. Okay, let's do it. Hey, Cyber, let's see if you want to chat. What's up?
How are you, man?
Doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to say that I love your videos and I fully support you and continue doing the good work. That's
That's
it.
so nice. Yeah, that means a lot, and that's very encouraging.
So thank you for doing it. I just wanted to say
Absolutely. Yeah, that means a lot. That's very inspiring.
good luck, man.
Me too. Thank you. Yeah, the stronger our activism is, the faster our activism is, the more dedicated our activism is, the sooner extinction will arrive. I'm going to invite some more guests. Hey, I can't read your name, sorry. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's up? Any comments, questions?
Yeah, I'd say we shouldn't go extinct because it's wrong to deprive entities of valuable future experiences. And obviously, there's going to be entities on Earth that have these valuable future experiences, so it's going to be wrong.
Yeah, well, for many of them, it's not going to be valuable. I mean, like, what value does an animal derive from being eaten alive? I don't see it.
I don't care about animal suffering.
Why not?
I'm talking about human suffering.
Okay, human suffering is a drop in the ocean compared to animal suffering.
Okay, cool. But we're talking about all suffering because you want to abolish all suffering. So rather it makes up the majority or the minority. It's actually irrelevant. So we can talk about human suffering.
Okay, well, human suffering is irrelevant until animal extinction, and if, researching cosmic extinction. I don't see, why do you prioritize humans?
It's not a prioritization type of thing. They're just the type of thing that can be harmed by death in a morally relevant way.
Okay, so you don't care about animals. So you don't think animal abuse is wrong?
No, it'd be wrong. Just not in the way of I can think that abusing animals is wrong, but it's still okay to eat them because
Wait,
there's a certain
what? You say it's
point.
okay to eat animals? What'd you say?
Yeah, I can still say that animal abuse is wrong, but vegan ethics is also wrong, right?
Why? Look, we're not. You're right. Yeah, vegans. It's not enough. A lot of them ignore.
I am right, yeah. So thank you.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You're right
we
about
can move on
veganism.
to animals, or sorry, humans, who are technically
No,
animals.
animals first. Animals first, man.
Okay, sure. You can go ahead and give the argument for vegan ethics, then go for it.
Look, I used to do vegan activism, but I left the movement because
Yeah,
it's
give the
it's.
argument for vegan ethics. If vegan ethics is true, then yeah, animal suffering is something that's so relevant that we should probably talk about it. But if it's not true, then it's just kind of irrelevant to the conversation. So go ahead and give the argument for vegan ethics.
Yeah, look, most pro-extinctionists are not vegans, but eventually we should work toward a vegan world. Right now, veganism actually causes more suffering by allowing more wild animal land use. Because remember, veganism necessitates less land use. because eating animals, eating meat, you have to grow more food, you have to create
Maybe
more
we can start
agriculture.
here. Why is it wrong to eat animals? Just start there.
It's up to your point of view. I mean, our priority is ending suffering, so that is not compatible with eating animals.
It's not. All right. Why is it? Maybe we can start here then. Why is suffering bad under your worldview?
It's bad for those experiencing it. You don't need to define bad or suffering to understand that animal abuse should be abolished.
You don't need to define the very thing that we're talking about.
It's literally
Are
called
you serious?
suffering. It's literally called suffering. Why
Yeah,
is
it's
suffering?
called suffering. Now, what's the meaning of that term?
Yeah, any dictionary definition, like
Which
a
is
negative experience that we want to avoid.
a hangnail.
If it's suffering, yeah, because then it comes down to like pain versus suffering.
You
Pain,
think a hangnail is suffering?
that might be in the realm of pain. I mean, see, because suffering is broader, it's more psychological. Pain is more immediate.
Yeah. See, you don't even know the thing you're talking about.
Okay, like if you're gonna get caught up on definitions, you're never gonna do activism. You'll never an inch to help animals. So we're just wasting our time. I'm here trying to grow the movement, looking for activists, people of action, serious people, rational people who will help us abolish suffering. Let's do it. I'm just inviting more guests. Antinatalism's not gonna work. Human extinction ignores trillions of animals who suffer worse than we ever will. Inviting more guests. Yeah, I can only be here for a little while. Is Rickery still here? I'm trying to invite Rickery. Sorry. Yeah, why don't I start with myself? Haven't heard that one before. If you're gonna troll, at least be creative. If I self-deleted, I would be ignoring trillions of animals who suffer worse than we do. It's better to end all suffering than just our own. So that's why. Let's try Borat. Thanks for the likes, everyone. Just inviting more guests. Yeah, the thing is, see, with the banner is not a complete argument. It's just an attention grabber. It comes down to these two options. Option one, we allow life to continue indefinitely, so animals eating each other for billions of years. Or option two, extinction as peaceful as possible, as painless as possible. Which of those options results in less suffering? How could euthanasia cause more suffering than billions of years of animals eating each other alive? Just inviting more guests. SEC, S-E-C, SEC. You can request. You need to put a request button. Host, you need to put a request button on the live so people can ask to come up instead of invite. Oh, you can create a request button? Yeah, I'm still new at this. Oh, I need to read up on that. Wait, let me write that down. Create a request button. Oh, there's a request button. I had no idea. Okay, I can do one more, and then I need to look up how to create a request button. Let's try SEC, S-E-C. Hey, what's up? We're loading in SEC. Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hey, how's it going? SEC.
Hi. So can you please explain to me why suffering is bad? And we'll use that to get to why extinctionism is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, suffering, it's bad for those experiencing it. We don't need to define bad or suffering to understand that child abuse, animal abuse should be abolished.
No, I'm not asking you to define it. I'm just saying that can you just explain to me why suffering is bad? Because the very premise of that is going to disprove your argument. So just tell me straight up why is suffering bad? And honestly, if you can't explain to me why suffering is bad, then you can't justify why extinction is good.
You don't think child abuse is bad?
No, I'm just asking under your worldview, okay? I can explain it under mine, right? So I'll just do that real quick. So
You still there, SEC?
I'll be right back. Yeah, my apologies. I'll be right back.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. I can do maybe one more and I gotta go. Skeptical Spider-Man, let's do it. Spider-Man!
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Perfect, yeah.
Awesome. Sorry, for some reason you're kind of like quiet on my end. Let me fix this. Alright, I think we should be good now.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, any questions or comments?
Yeah, okay, the prompt. Extinction is necessary to abolish suffering. I think I have to agree, like just logically, even on some like Thanos or like Ultron kind of stuff. Like I understand, like mathematically speaking, to reduce the maximum amount of suffering is to reduce the maximum amount of experience, right? That's kind of like where you're going with this.
Yeah, one sufferer is too much. We think it's more responsible to prioritize victims over victimizers.
Okay. Necessary to abolish suffering. Why would you say it's necessary to abolish suffering rather than just minimize it?
Why minimize if you can abolish? Minimizing suffering is an excuse to allow suffering to continue so we can have fun.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of thinking about like I think the way I'm like plotting this out is more of like a utilitarian response, where I'm like, if we can create a system with like 90% pleasure and like only 10% suffering, I think I would prefer that system, even though both numbers are technically infinite. If you run it infinitely speaking,
Okay,
I think I would prefer that
how is that
over
fair to the
like
10%?
because the way I'm thinking about it, like in most systems, the 10% wouldn't be one being experiencing it. It would be 10% of every being. So while both are technically infinite, I'd rather be a being who has quote unquote infinite suffering, but they, have a positive experience 90% of the time forever as well, than a being with like finite suffering that just gets like you said in extinction, just gets abolished, erased, diminished, just taken care of, so to speak. I'd rather suffer quote unquote infinitely but have a lot more pleasure than just cease to exist.
Yeah, but that doesn't take into account the risk. As long as there's life, there's risk of infinite suffering. You're opening the gate to like infinite torture. We just think it's more responsible to look. We kind of ignore the whole pleasure thing. We don't think suffering should continue just so we can watch sports, and so you're kind of abstracting the subject away from the victims, away from reality. Sorry, I'm just inviting this.
Okay, so like what? So if I were to say I'm looking at this from like a utilitarian aspect, what are you looking at it from? Like what is your like framework?
Yeah, we're empaths. We're activists. We're people of action. We're not philosophers. We're not utilitarians. We don't even call ourselves consequentialists. We're just concerned with ending suffering as vast and thorough as we can. And we tried other things first. We come from different movements. I was a vegan activist, but we all came together. We all realized eventually that there's a more thorough, a more permanent, a more large-scale solution. That's extinction.
Oh yeah, you're talking about antinatalism.
I used to be antinatalist, but we are not. We're against antinatalism for now.
Wait, I thought antinatalism was that the whole like don't have kids because they can suffer.
Yeah, the thing is, right now we need more humans, not less, because humanity is the solution to animal suffering. I know we cause a lot of suffering to animals, but ironically, at the same time, we're the only solution. We need to look into it. Can we end animal suffering through animal extinction? We should research cosmic extinction, and then after that, antinatalism would make sense. But antinatalism alone actually doesn't do much. It's narrow-minded. It discriminates against wild animals. It discriminates against extraterrestrials. So that's our general position for antinatalism.
Right, because if you're purely antinatalist, you would only like stop the suffering of people, but if they all die at the same time, then you don't actually help any of the livestock. Or okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah,
So
you seem really educated on the subject. Yeah, so are you interested? Are you an activist? Do you have any skills that our movement can use? And have you checked out the websites, or would you be interested in considering pro extinction activism? It's really easy, it's fun, it's quick. Any questions?
I don't know. Okay, I definitely do have skills that could help with that, but I would also have skills that would help with the opposite. I don't know. I'm in kind of a unique position where I logically agree with antinatalism, but I also fundamentally understand the whole like human drive to exist thing. So I'm kind of like in the middle, just like looking at both positions pretty strongly.
Look, most people will never agree with antinatalism. So antinatalism as a method of extinction is never going to work. We need to use force, or else force will be used by others to cause greater suffering than we ever could. There's no way extinction could cause more suffering than allowing life to continue, animals eating each other for billions of years. So that's the crux of our argument.
Yeah, and it does also kind of suck because just because we're not like a hive mind or anything, a lot of like self-imposed instinctions that we would have as a species would come with so much friction. In terms of suffering, it would be insane. I mean, it would be like magnitudes higher than like other resolutions if we were like dumber.
Yeah. Yeah, extinction is really human-centric. We're not discriminatory. We're not bigots like most antinatalists. So we're going to look into animal extinction. We're going to research cosmic extinction. We hope you'll be there with us to help us with this project. Right? All we can do is grow the movement through peaceful activism, bring together rational, serious people who will help us force change. So I really have to go. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll catch you next time. Check out proextinction.com and consider activism with us.